Hi everyone, another back-to-back video, so yeah, we're in the same thing, deal with it. Today I have got a book review on Truthwitch by Susan Dennard. I've had this on my radar for a good year now, purely because of the original covers, you know, with the nice illustration, and the dramatic pose, the flying blonde hair, those pretty covers. I don't like these covers. Sorry, call me a book snob, but I don't like them. I like my books to look pretty. But there we go. Anyway, so a completely cover want to read pickup. So my local library had a copy of Truthwitch in, sent my husband in to go and pick it up for me, read it within 3 days. Really enjoyable stuff. First up, I really like the magic in this, that everybody has some form of magic. It's all in different categories. People have kind of been restricted to focusing on just one type of aspect of their magic. So for example, if you're a silk witch, you tend to focus on using just silk and creating beautiful silk garments, but your range is of all fabrics, but you've been narrowed down to one specific thing. I think that's part of the controlling element of this world, but I'm looking forward to finding out a bit more about that. We follow two thread sisters, a word that you will get very used to reading and probably the only tedious point of this book. Safi and Iz are thread sisters who basically want to get on with their lives, they want to have a bit of freedom, they want to have a bit of fun. And right at the start of this book, they have basically cocked up big time and are wanted now by not only the guards of the main city that they live in, but also a blood witch. A blood witch is a witch that can control your blood, therefore can freeze you, can take over your body, and can crush the life out of you and steal your witchcraft. Not a very nice person all round. Having said that, this guy's actually pretty sympathetic. I quite like him, and he does have his own book later on, so I'm kind of looking forward to reading that. We pick up the history in this world after a 20-year truce, after a great war between the empires where all the smaller countries basically suffered because the big guys couldn't get on anymore. The truce is going to fail. This is pretty much common knowledge by those who are on the ball and can see what's happening. And the two women in this story get tied up in it through no fault of their own really, and they are thrust from one situation to another situation while trying to make their own choices, trying to get back to each other, trying to do what's right and trying to survive. You know, one is from a group of people who are put down upon, they are hated, they are feared because they look different. And so there was a little subtle line of prejudice going on throughout the storyline, that Izzy has to be careful what she shows of herself, where she is, and in the way that she behaves as well. And the more subservient she is, the more likely she is to survive in particular situations. Safia comes from quite a not top-notch high family, but she's in the more upper class group of this world. She completely doesn't want anything to do with it at all, but finds that that is where she is being thrust into, and that has an influence on the plot for her from where she comes from and of a event that happens that I'm not going to tell you because that completely spoils. The plot rattles along at quite a pace, and no point did I ever feel bored. I actually found myself walking along the street reading this book because I only had a few pages to go and I wanted to finish it. It's kind of one of those books that it keeps going and keeps upping the stakes, and you end up rooting for a wide range of characters here. The whole good and evil thing, it's not clear cut at all. Everybody's got a point, everybody has their own drive, has their own personal beliefs, and you can understand an awful lot of them, which makes them very sympathetic characters. This is the first of probably a series. I know there are at least 2 other main books and a novella out and about already, which I currently really want to buy, because I really enjoyed this series immensely. There was a lot of sarcastic wit in here, a lot of good banter. There's a slight romance going on in here that kind of picks up towards the end, but it's really interesting how the romance is sort of displayed and grown because of the whole magic system in there. People's emotions can be seen by thread witches who can determine how a person is feeling by the colour of the threads coming out of them. So imagine balls of wool being stretched across and floating all over the place in various colours depending on your mood. It's very descriptive in that front, but it's never overdone. If you're looking for something that is magic based, that has great friendships, that has a little bit of romance, a lot of action, some political intrigue going on as well, and lots of cleverness to it, I'm going to recommend The Truthwitch, certainly. Like I say, it is a series. This one doesn't end on a dire cliffhanger, but there's certainly, right, well, where is it going to go from here? What events are going to happen next? There's a lot going on, and there's certainly more than one thread going on as well. Ha! Thread, yeah. But yeah, I highly recommend this series, actually. I think it is very clever, a lot to love in it. You've just got to get past the repetition of certain words. Thread sister. So there we go. Let me know your comments down below, which is your favourite character from this series. That would be really interesting to know. As always, my social media links are in the description box down below, as is my book blog. Please go and check that out. I occasionally post up more ramblings and more detailed reviews, but you never know what you'll find on there. There is also a link to a small Booktuber in the description box. Please go and check them out and share the love. As always, thank you very much for watching, and happy reading. Bye!